MMA Maniacs, it's time once again for your weekly Split Decision podcast. MMA news brought to you weekly, as well as fight breakdowns and predictions for upcoming fights as well. Bueller and Mike at the Dodge. Bueller and Dodge at the mic in the Ruloff Family Inc. studios. I'm obviously on my game today.
He's thinking about that purple belt.
So
it's gonna be a great day.
Oh my God. You can get us on Spreaker, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. Of course, download us on iTunes. If you subscribe, then you'll never miss a show. You can get us at our official website, which is splitdecisionmma.com. Facebook is Split Decision MMA Podcast, and on Twitter and Instagram it is SD_MMA. Gonna jump off with some news on War Machine.
He's been caught.
Good.
Dog didn't get him, though.
No, dog did not. Federal marshals got him?
Well, yeah, he crossed state lines.
Oh.
It becomes a federal crime.
Okay.
When you nearly beat someone to death in Nevada and run to California.
That's not okay?
That's not okay.
I thought you just weren't allowed to, take people across state lines or drugs.
You're allowed to take people. I think you could take people. Like, people go on vacation all the time.
No, I mean, like against their will, man.
Did you hear about the kidnapping in school?
No.
Don't worry, he woke up.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I got it. There we go. It's my lame joke of the day. We'll see how many more we can get.
People are going to be listening to this later, waiting for that to sink in. Like, oh.
It's like they pause. They're going to have to pause it.
What?
I'm going to listen to that again. Hey, Billy, you get this joke, man? Come here, listen to this real quick. I don't understand this shit. The kidnapping. Oh. All right, moving on to Soszynski.
Krzysztof Soszynski has officially retired from MMA.
See, when I finally watched Here Come the Boom the other day, I forgot who he was.
You thought he had a chance?
I thought he had a chance. I forgot who he was. I had to look up his name. So the fact that he's retiring, how relevant is that right now? I'm not even trying to be a dick. Like, I legitimately was like, I know this guy, but I can't remember his name.
I've seen him before.
Yeah, I know he's a real fighter. He's the Polish Experiment, right?
Yeah. He was called the Polish Experiment. Now, he is saying that one of the reasons he was probably not going to be fighting again is because he's suffering from memory loss on a daily basis.
Me too. For completely different reasons.
That's pretty crazy, man. So he's, you know what I mean?
Well, it is, but we're because MMA is such a new sport. We're starting to see some of the longevity issues that we see from other sports like football, boxing, things like that. And we like to think that MMA is safe because of the way it's done in the judging and stuff like that, and the reffing. But at the same time, it's still a very physical contact sport, and because it's only been 20 years. We're just now starting to see the long-term effects of a lot of this stuff, it's sad and it's kind of scary too.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you started was Gary Goodrich was one of the first guys who.
What do you get? Puncher's dementia.
Yeah, puncher's dementia.
So but it's bound to happen with any kind of contact sport like this. I mean, you don't see these kind of things in golf or tennis.
Do you think this is something that they're going to have to change? Like, pretty soon these guys are going to be wearing headgear, or they're going to say
no? Because truly, like with boxing, they say that the padded glove actually
worse, right?
It makes it worse.
Well,
because
they're getting a standing 10 count, or an standing 8 count, where they hit multiple times.
There's things in boxing that, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion, make it more dangerous than mixed martial arts. One is because they focus a lot on headshots. The gloves make their hands that much heavier, and the standing 8 counts and 10 counts and stuff like that. I mean, that's a lot different. And MMA tried to get away from that. Well, obviously with the lighter gloves, and there's a lot more options than just headshots, and they don't get that standing count.
Yeah, the referee stoppage is immediate. They see a guy start to black out even for a second. You have the standing knockouts, and they get up, and a lot of guys complain about it. But
I'm not trying to say that MMA is safer than boxing. You're still beating the shit out of the other guy, or you're getting the shit beat out of you, and you're going to see long-term effects. So.
But also, a lot of these guys that are coming down with a lot of this, they're from the old style. I mean, where like axe kicks when they're on the ground. Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of stuff implemented just in what would you say the last 10 years?
Oh, definitely
to change.
Without a doubt, yeah.
So, not to say that they're taking any less blows, but they're not. I don't know. They're not taking any of the, like the direct heavy hits. Like you can't drop elbow right on the back of somebody's head now.
I miss that.
Soccer kick.
I miss the soccer kicks too.
Yeah. Pride never die.
Pride never die. Kick your opponent's head through the uprights.
Yes.
Right.
Jeez. Moving on to Randy Couture.
Randy Couture was recently on a interview on, I believe, Submission Radio, where he was talking about PEDs. One of the things that I actually liked about the story that got brought up is that he is open to and possibly suggesting a match with Fedor at Metamoris.
God, that would be boring as hell.
Wouldn't want to see that?
No.
Not at all?
No.
So apparently PEDs can help everything but Expendables 3.
Yeah, because no one on Expendables 3 is taking PEDs.
No, but I'm just saying, didn't it flop? It didn't do what they expected?
Did it come
right?
out?
I
Yeah.
thought it came out. It comes out tomorrow.
Are you sure?
No.
Comes out Saturday?
No, today. Today's Friday, right?
Yeah.
I thought Let's Be Cops came out today.
I thought it came out last week.
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. I know that I saw it available to download last week.
You only see two heads through the whole thing. Only two people pop up.
No, it only just has a slight slant. I think the guy fell asleep.
That's awesome.
I did. I got one from the taco truck one time, and there was actually a finger got in the shot.
Oh.
You know, I was like, "Oh, they really are," because it looked good.
Sounded good.
Like, oh, it was recorded.
I don't understand how they get the sound quality on those. I know the guys who do who work at digital theaters. They just plug their thing into the projector, like the guys who work there. I'm not trying to point fingers at anybody.
Or the guys who get the digital screeners.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. But when they do the
like,
recording,
I think I had one that was like, "This is for Oscar, nominations only," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm reviewing it for the Oscars."
Yeah, exactly.
I'll put my 2 cents in.
Yeah.
That scene was amazing.
Good old Blockbuster days, man. Getting the advanced screeners. Britney Spears World Tour.
No, I didn't get that. I didn't even know we had that.
I stole it.
That's why we never had it.
2 thumbs down, man.
A lot of fighters are coming out. So we talked about last week, John Jones was hurt and pulled from his fight. They say that it was due to grappling with Overeem. Now 2 fighters have come out, one of them being Anthony Johnson, former teammate, who says that he believes that Overeem hurts guys on purpose, accidentally on purpose.
I just don't I would never wake up on a day in my life and say I want to grapple with Overeem today. Even if I was a fighter, I just don't think that this sounds like he eats horses.
Right?
It sounds like a terrible idea.
So Anthony Johnson said, I've seen the guy do it. I've seen him basically bullying and stuff. Now I can't speak on what happened between him and John because I wasn't there. They could have been training like pro athletes, just pushing each other, and a freak accident happened. However, but when Overeem is involved, it is what it is. He's basically saying that it's the same thing. Now Andrei Arlovsky also came out and said, who does train at Jackson's with him, that he feels that there was a time when he was training with him and he got hit with a knee extremely hard and had to go to the hospital. Almost had to pull out of his fight with Bigfoot, and it's all because of Overeem.
Wow. Well,
he never pulls back. He's constantly actually going for the KO, going for...
but on the flip side, isn't that why they want to train with him?
I would assume.
Because he pushes you?
You got a bunch of alpha males
and then,
training to fight each other. This kind of shit's going to happen.
There's the conspiracy theory.
Uh-oh.
That Alistair Overeem is really a sleeper agent sent by Rashad Evans to destroy John Jones in the camp because they kicked him out of Black Zillion, sent him over back to Jackson's.
Sleeper cell.
In a sleeper cell, and it injured John Jones on purpose, so he'll lose his belt. Now Rashad has
What's his trigger word? Horsemeat?
It'd be all the time. He'd be just like wrecking people, walking out. Hey, you want to go get some lunch?
So is he the Clydesdale candidate?
Yeah. Kidnapping.
Josh missed that joke. Hector Lombard has a new nickname. I don't know if I'm okay with this nickname.
You're not okay with somebody's nickname?
No. Right. His original nickname was Hector Lightning Lombard. He has now changed it to Showweather.
No, that's kind of dumb.
What? He has changed his nickname to Showweather because through any ups and downs, any injuries, wins or losses, I will always show up to do my best.
So I show whether or not.
I will always continue to fight through any weather.
You can't.
Why can't he be Hector Fairweather?
No.
Is this was picked by his fans or he picked it?
No, he picked it.
No, you can't pick your own nickname. You're still Lightning. You're Lightning Lombard.
I will always refer to him as Lightning Lombard.
Yeah, not going to happen.
No, now he's limp. He's
Limp Lombard? I'm not okay with that. Big news that came out last week. Eddie Alvarez was released from his contract from Bellator.
I know how excited you are about this.
He is going to be dropping his Bellator belt.
This is a scenario we've been running, right?
Yeah, for a little while. Scott Coker basically said they met with Eddie Alvarez. Eddie Alvarez talked about how he only had one fight left on his contract. He was deeply unhappy with Bellator, especially with the whole thing that went down with Bjorn keeping him, putting him in basically litigation so that he wasn't able to leave. He was deeply unhappy with Bellator and been wanting to leave for a long time. And basically they said, Scott Coker said, look, I understand where he's coming from. It's something, there's nothing I can fix, so I'm just going to let him go. We'll do something else with the belt. He can go, be a free agent. He immediately signed with the UFC that same day. signed a contract and is now going to be the co-main event in September with Donald Cerrone.
Well, that's good then. Then that means that Bobby Green can fight. Wait, who is Cerrone?
Masvidal,
yeah. So Bobby Green, who was going to be the co-main event with Donald Cerrone in September, got pulled from that fight because Eddie Alvarez is now a UFC fighter. They're immediately putting him in. I do think the Eddie Alvarez-Cerrone fight is a better fight for fans and for the division, being Eddie Alvarez, the former champion in multiple organizations, coming in and not fighting the number one guy, but getting right there in the middle at number 5. And we'll see if he can be tested, especially against a guy like Cerrone, who's
tests everybody.
Yeah.
Bobby Green, I feel bad for you. That sucks. You got pulled from the co-main event.
No, you can fight Masvidal
but
now.
This is a better co-main event for the card, which lost its main event, John Jones, Daniel Cormier.
Then whoever wins out of Eddie
Bobby
Alvarez.
Green fighting George Masvidal, I think, is a way better fight than any of these guys.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if they were going to put,
And then those two winners fight each other for the number one contender spot.
There you go.
quite possible.
Let's just keep saying that, because everything that we say comes true. As long as we keep saying it over and over and over, it eventually happens. It's like doing a rain dance until it rains.
But they're saying now Bobby Green will face an undetermined opponent in November. So he gets a little bit of time to...
Let's just call Masvidal right now.
I think, let's call Masvidal up. Hit him up. Ask him what's going on. So, I mean, are you excited about Eddie Alvarez coming into the UFC?
I know how excited you are. I'm excited for you. Like, I'm just happy that we have another fighter in the UFC that brings in some experience and a lot of
championship experience.
But you know how I feel about fighters that, like, he's a champion of another organization, but he never had the opportunity to fight in the UFC. I get it because of their contract. All right. I'm happy that you're happy. You being happy makes me happy.
Some more Bellator news. Apparently, Phil Baroni has been fired from Bellator.
Aw, poor Baroni.
He says it's because he supported War Machine.
After this whole thing?
I don't know. I can't find the remarks in which he made. I was looking for him. I still haven't been able to find him. He apparently made some remarks regarding War Machine.
It was like basic stuff, like there's two sides to every story.
Yeah. So, and he's basically just saying, I just got cut from Bellator because of talking about War Machine.
Well, and that sucks. If there's a fighter on this planet that I'd love to go have a beer with, it'd be Phil Baroni.
Have you seen the video where he locks some guy's keys in his trunk?
Yes.
Where they're in Vegas, he decides to do like a Chinese fire drill. They're in Vegas, they're filming, they're just like, he's hanging out, and he's like, oh, that guy's trunk's open. I should go close it for him. So he runs out of his car, closes this like taxi's trunk, and then like jumps back in his car. And then he's like, oh shit. They're like, what? He's all, I heard the guy say, no, my keys. But it was too late. I already closed the door. And then they just drove off.
Start the car. Yeah, that's the kind of guy you go to Vegas with and probably end up in jail. This was hilarious.
I thought this was funny. Our friend and a guy we had in here not too long ago, David, is a Jones fan. He didn't find it irrelevant. He didn't find it relevant at all. He said it was not funny. I thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was relevant.
I thought it was relevant. So we talked about how
John Jones... rule the day, my friend. You will rule the day. Because
he's even got that face on him right now.
He's not going to have that shit.
I got fourth place in the high school tournament.
John Jones... he was making fun of Daniel Cormier on Jimmy Kimmel a while back. We talked about that. He was saying, what do you get in the Olympics when you place fourth? Nothing. You get a ribbon, right? Basically making fun of making fun of Daniel Cormier for placing fourth in the Olympics. And somehow somebody must have sent this to Daniel Cormier because he didn't just go find this himself. Somebody sent it to a picture of him where John Jones is taking fourth place in his high school wrestling tournament.
Is that really Matt Riddle?
That looks like Matt Riddle.
It looks like Matt Riddle.
It's hard to tell. Maybe Matt Riddle sent it to him.
He's not even in fourth, though, is he? He's in fifth. He's honorable mention. He looks like the water boy.
No, he's fourth. You got three guys who have medals.
You got
and he's
medal,
in fourth.
medal.
There's 4 medals.
Oh, is that a medal down there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's honorable mention.
But he looks unhappy.
He's an athletic supporter right there.
So I thought it was funny that
team manager
Daniel Cormier tweeted this picture. It basically says, I saw Jimmy Kimmel, John Jones on Jimmy Kimmel clowning me for fourth in the Olympics this morning. I ran across this little nugget. Dummy.
Always be careful. How they say, make all the words short and sweet for someday you may have to eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some good advice.
Or get really good barbecue sauce.
I'll eat my hat.
So both Robert Drysdale and Kevin Casey, we talked about failing their drug tests when they fought recently in the UFC. They have now both their fights have been turned to no contest, and they are suspended from competing in the Ultimate Fighting Championships.
It's a bummer for Robert Drysdale, considering how long we waited for that dude to fight. And now he's suspended again. Kevin
Way
Gacy,
to go. Way to blow your shot, bud.
Way to blow your shot.
Kevin Gacy don't surprise me at all.
Bisbing's a little worried about this picture of Kung Lee, said that's not natural.
He looks like a very weird old man.
He is an old man. He's 42.
But he's starting to look like. Except for that, it's
Fuck you,
like one of
dog.
those. It's like one of those pictures you see online, like doctors hate him or whatever, like with this head superimposed on some buff dude's body.
Yeah,
that's what that looks like.
It's almost like his skin's like translucent. Like something's wrong there.
It's a little weird. He says not only that he's never failed a test, a PED test, but he says it's hard work and the lighting. The lighting's weird.
Yeah.
The lighting's weird. That's what it is.
But he showed pictures of him, yesterday?
Yesterday, and he doesn't look like that.
He's half that size.
Dietitians hate him.
Yeah.
Click here to find out why.
It's all because of one berry. One berry.
Find out what superfood you can eat to
But
look
it's
like
the
this.
one that's usually cut with like neon orange on the outside, but like purple and green spikes on the outside.
Yeah.
And the green.
Yeah,
stuff.
what is that?
It's a fruit that they just superimpose with another
They
fruit.
don't want you to know about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So it's not.
Everybody doesn't want you to know about anything.
It's not. That's not a real thing. That thing freaks me out. I wouldn't eat that.
It's like, what was the one that was like, this is what some disease does to your skin or something like
a
that?
Spider. Or
Yeah,
some
the
shit.
larva. It's larva
it was
in your eggs, and it's someone that took a
pod off like a flower.
poppy
Yeah,
and
or-
superimposed it on somebody's skin.
They used it for shampoo, too.
Yeah.
No, that fruit thing freaked me out. I'm like, who's the first person to eat this? It looks like an alien turd. I'm like, I'm the first one to fucking pop that in my mouth. Hell no.
Cook an egg in an avocado.
Yeah, but I
That's
mean-
the miraculous meal.
There you go.
Just like fucking peanuts, they're poisonous unless you. No, not peanuts, cashews. Like, who the fuck figured that shit out?
He ain't even got his story straight coming in.
Just,
the
hey,
studio.
man, it's like the first guy who gave a hug. It should be like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you holding me? Don't worry. Trust me. Trust me.
You'll
It'll
feel
work
better.
out.
This is nice.
I
It'll
thought you
work
said
out.
peanuts are poisonous.
I know you
And he's obviously not dead, so he's okay.
Fine.
Oh, Sacramento came up. We don't have Ebola.
We don't have Ebola?
We don't have Ebola.
Are you sure? Because apparently the whole Sacramento hospital got shut down.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. It came out today. We do not
But
have.
do we have a bowler?
We have we have 2 bowlers out front. Keeps people from running the house over.
That's,
I have a bowler
that's
hat.
the way to do it.
Bellator signed its 3rd women fighter.
Okay.
Talia Nogueira is going to be fighting in the 145-pound division in Bellator, so we now have 3 fighters. She joins Julia Budd and Marlos Conan.
Talita.
We can now see 3 fights eventually.
Oh, and I wish I could remember her name. We just had a girl from Last Stand get signed into Invicta.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's
I wish
pretty
I could
cool.
remember. Yeah.
All right.
Man, I totally blew it. Sorry, guys.
That's Michael McDonald's fight team, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dennis Hallman is going to be making his professional boxing debut this Saturday. Says he's having trouble getting fights in MMA. Now, remember, when Dennis Hallman was kicked out of the UFC after failing his drug test, failing his weight, failing to make weight in his last fight against Alvarez at UFC on
I thought he was fired for the training
That
mask
was
shorts.
back in... No. He was okay with that. They just made a new rule in the dress code that you can't ever wear the training mask style Speedo again. So this was back October 2012 that he was let go. But he was paid his show money and his win money because the UFC said that he had personal issues he had to deal with. One of those that came out was he was in a custody battle with his ex-wife, trying to get his daughter back. He needed the money. So they gave him his win and show money and then released him. He's still
nice of them. Everybody who says that Dana White's not a nice guy, look at that.
He's still having trouble taking fights. He says he's only fought twice in 2013 when he beat Dan Horbuckle and Alexei Sharapolov. Yeah, and he fought last year when he lost a decision to
Shapovalov?
John Fitch, of course.
I'm going to go Shapovalov on that one.
We watched that fight earlier this year. Or did you watch that fight?
Shapovalov.
Fall asleep during that fight?
What was that, a Metamoris? Shapovalov.
No, it was when he lost the decision to John Fitch.
No, that's a lot of fun to watch.
So, anyway, he's basically saying that he's not making any money and he needs to switch over to boxing to stay active. That nobody wants to fight him because if you're an up-and-coming fighter, he's a strong veteran who's definitely going to kick your ass. And if you're a veteran, he's a no-name veteran who's not going to do you any well in the rankings. So he's having trouble getting fights, and now he's switching to boxing.
Good luck.
The guy he's going up against, I was trying to read this. I think, is the guy 36 years old? It's line right here. And he's 0-1? Or is he 36 and 0-1? Way to go, whoever wrote this story.
There's no way they're making his boxing debut against an
undefeated guy, right? I think the guy's 0-1.
Yeah, he's 0-1. He's 36 years old.
And he's 2-3 in MMA, so he's seen the guy around.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I can't imagine the transition from MMA to boxing.
No.
I think it'd be difficult, especially for a wrestler. If you were already a boxer that wanted to get into MMA, then that's one thing. But if you were a wrestler...
He says it was definitely difficult. The footwork and his stance definitely had to change. I mean, he's used to throwing punches, but he's like, you don't have to worry about the shot. He's like, anything in the body is now a hittable area. It's more about punching. Obviously, it's boxing, you know what I mean? So he said he had to change his stance completely and work on his timing and his footwork a lot.
Him and Matt Hughes should just go on a tour of all 50 states and fight in each state.
That'd be good. Yeah. I'd watch that.
Yeah. 50 fights, 50 states.
All right. I'll pay that.
Matt Hughes beat him twice, or he beat Matt Hughes twice when Matt Hughes was like killing everybody.
Yeah.
So like go on circuit like midget wrestling?
Like midget wrestling.
Connor, can we have him at the bid? Find that out.
Who?
Have him at the bin. Can you find that out?
Oh, yeah.
Midget wrestling or Matt Hughes, either one. Doesn't matter. I'm cool with whatever.
What about a midget wrestling Matt Hughes?
Ooh. Oh, a midget that looks like Matt Hughes?
No,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how many midgets Matt Hughes can beat.
We'll have to ask him if we ever get an interview with him again. I'll bet him country breakfast. It's only 5.
5 midgets versus Matt Hughes. So
I bet he corrects you. I bet he corrects you and says they're little people.
And then I'm insensitive.
Yeah.
Racist?
They're not a race of people. This isn't World of Warcraft.
They're dwarves. They're dwarves, man.
You're racist.
Are you sure they're not gnomes? I mean...
Garden gnomes.
Most of them look like dwarves.
So today, the Nevada State Athletic Commission met with Vanderlei Silva to talk about what is going on with him, and they're trying to basically fine him for running out on his drug test. He says, "Sorry, I can't make it. I'm in Canada. You can meet with my lawyer." His lawyer says it's abundantly clear the Nevada State Athletic Commission lacks jurisdiction to take disciplinary action over my client Vanderlei Silva, a non-licensee, for not submitting to a drug test that the Nevada State Medical Commission had no authority over. Basically, they're saying he was not an unarmed combatant because he did not actually get to compete in UFC 175. The Nevada State Athletic Commission has never been vested with the authority to direct or order non-licensed persons to submit to a chemical test. Consequently, they lack jurisdiction to seek disciplinary action, and any attempt to do so clearly exceeds their limited statutory jurisdiction.
Looks like the Nevada State Athletic Commission just got wrist slapped.
So my thing is, though, is if you're planning on competing in Nevada and you haven't filled out your combatant form yet, they can't test you.
That's what he's saying.
But
don't you think that gives the UFC carte blanche not to... Why would you take Vanderlei then?
My thing is, yes,
he tested dirty.
You're going to fight at a future event. I haven't signed my documents yet, so you can't test me.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I got a week. Now you can test me. I'm good. I'll sign my documents to fight this week. I think everything's out of my system.
Well, it's a loophole.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Well, I mean, because Shale basically came out and said that he already took drugs, knew how long it took to clear his system, that he played the game. So now, basically, he's saying, I have a right to play the game.
Yep.
Well, technically, if it's a loophole that hasn't been sewn up yet, everybody has a right to play the game.
Yeah, it's just...
I'm not saying it's right.
Okay.
Do you think they lack the jurisdiction?
I think the lawyer probably knows more than I do.
True. I'll give you that.
Yeah, no argument here.
Done. Lawyers.
Oh, and before we move on, it's Kelly McGill. Kelly McGill, she signed a multi-fight contract with Invicta.
Nice.
That sounds really familiar.
Congratulations, Kelly.
Shut up, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't make no off comments either. She'd whoop your ass.
She's too
close.
close.
Just the name sounds familiar.
Too close. Luke Rockhold went on Twitter or actually in a recent interview as well with John Moraga from MMA Junkie, talking about Bisping. Obviously, they've had some bad blood back and forth. They want to make this fight happen after the Kung Lee fight, and he says, "I have a wager for Bisping. I think Bisping is grossly overpaid, comparable to where we both are. I bet Michael Bisping, if I don't finish you in the first round, you can have my purse. However, if I do finish you in the first round, you have to give me your purse." So
that is worded very...
I want to play this game with my wife when she gets home.
Yeah. So then he says, if I don't finish you in the first round, but I beat you decision or whatever, we both get our purses. However, if I do finish you, we switch. I get yours. So basically, Bisping's not really out money other than the difference in which they're getting paid. He says he thinks he's a big shit talker. We've had our beef for a long time. He's gotten the better of me in training. Let's see about that. Put your money where your mouth is. And then he says his reported purse last time was $80,000, whereas Bisping's was $425,000.
So Rockhold's really got a thing for Coach merchandise here.
Yes. Yes, he does. Yes, he's talking definitely about a lot of purses that he can hold.
$425,000 Bisping got?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's your boy.
Good for him.
He's talking his way into those bouts.
Hell yeah.
And never making it past.
Don't matter.
He's still getting paid $425,000.
I'll take $425,000 and not make it past somebody. Okay.
I'm a professional gatekeeper.
Yeah, fine.
Speaking of that, you want to talk about...
You make that my nickname. I'll be the gatekeeper.
The gatekeeper?
Yeah.
I think Bader might have to change his name to that. I mean, we'll just get into that right now. Did you guys watch the Fox Sports 1 card? It's actually a really good card.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No?
Yeah.
I watched some of it the next day, but I didn't watch it
Okay.
live.
You missed out quite a bit. I'm just saying. Prelims, which I couldn't see because nobody has Fox Sports 2. Thanks a lot.
It was
UFC.
great.
Was great.
The Sarah McMahon fight was forever. I can tell you exactly why I was on prelim.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Took a long time.
Every single fight on the preliminary card
Went to decision.
Yeah.
But guess what? Almost every single fight on the main card got
finished.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Thiago Tavares over Robbie Peralta, some rear naked choke.
Nice.
Sean Jordan over Jack May, TKO in the third. He was putting a pounding on him the entire time.
Yep.
It was just a matter of time before the ref finally stopped in. Alan Jabun,
The supermodel.
the supermodel, takes out Seth Brzezinski.
Nice.
This is when Josh
first
Koscheck,
round, too,
in the first
huh?
round, Josh Koscheck called him out, basically because Alan Jabun has been in a couple modeling contracts with like Abercrombie and Fitch and H&M and all these
So
other things.
Koscheck called him out for
Called
it?
him out, says, he, on Fox Sports 1 on UFC Tonight says, you may be pretty now, but after a couple years of fighting, this is what you're going to look like, and pulls out his teeth.
Oh, is that what that was about?
Pulled out his teeth, showed him his teeth, and said, you might want to just get him now.
Yeah.
Just letting you know. The way you fight, taking the punches you did, you might as well just take him now.
I didn't even know that Josh Koscheck had.
I didn't either.
Till
Yeah.
I saw that picture online.
I had the volume down. I thought he was doing a Michael Strahan impression.
That's the picture I saw.
Yeah. Tim Boach totally boached the shit out of Brad Tavares, man. I will give him that.
He did.
And I love this picture I saw online where he's just bleeding profusely from the face, and it's like, when Tim Boach looks like this, he's ready to fuck you up.
And he did.
And that's what he did, man. He got beat up in that first round. He turned it on like Tim Boach always does, always comes back, makes it a slugfest and a dogfight, and takes out Brad Tavares.
He looked like a bloody
round.
Michelin man.
Dude, he just gets so angry.
Blue collar brawler, man. That's why we like him.
Straight up. Ross Pearson over Gray Maynard. Gray Maynard getting knocked out for the third time in a row.
Later, dude.
Minute 35 in the second round. Now, I don't know if it was quite a knockout like everyone made it out to be. He got TKO'd. He didn't go to sleep like his last two fights, but he did get TKO'd pretty good.
Right.
Dana White said he will have a talk with him
About going back to wrestling?
about his career. His manager said there's nothing they need to talk about. He will continue his career. They just need to maybe change up his game plan.
Yeah, like
Hey,
go back
there's
to
this
wrestling?
thing called Metamoris. You can do whatever you want.
Remember when you were laying on everybody and winning?
Yeah.
Let's go back to doing that. Nobody liked you for it, but at least you weren't getting a concussion every fucking time you fought.
And then Ryan Bader defeats OSP over in St. Peru. Unanimous decision. Across the board, all 5 rounds. I don't know why this fight had to go 5 rounds. It was
Yeah, I could have told you in the third what was going down.
Yeah, it was definitely going down. We had Ryan Bader basically out-wrestled over in St. Peru for all 5 rounds. They said he broke his hand in the very first round, and that's the reason he had to do what he had to do and definitely had to turn this into a more grappling-orientated match.
Well, and like we were talking about earlier, I hope that he's not trying to make an... I hope he really did break his hand.
Not trying to make excuses.
Yeah, I'm tired of I'm not going to say I'm tired of it, but I don't understand that these guys want to defend why they decided to go wrestle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think he did what he had to do.
Is the match.
Even if he didn't break his hand, he did what he
Right.
had to do. He knew he was going to get outstruck possibly with the
Right.
speed, so he turned it into a wrestling
and
match
I
and
admit,
won.
and I admit, I hate it, and I talk shit about when GSP does it and all
Yep.
these guys, and they technically do it, but I don't know.
It's a game plan.
And it wasn't like a lazy game plan.
No.
It was a lot of
aggressive,
work.
yeah.
It was a lot of work.
However, of course, John Jones got on Twitter and then quickly deleted it afterwards.
Why does he do that?
His tweet was, LOL, what am I watching right now? Basically, he was not impressed with the match shortly after it was deleted.
Because you know,
Well, yeah, you don't know that he was watching that. He could have been watching the video of him wrapping his Bentley around a pole.
No,
Who knows?
he was watching because he was talking about all the other things. Although he didn't hashtag anybody, so yeah.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. What am I watching right now?
John Jones just needs, like I said, just be the villain, man. Just be the villain.
Be the heel like you really are.
Right.
All right. So
we have a couple events going on this weekend. First is ONE FC. We have Shinny
who just signed Roger Gracie, I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. ONE FC 19 will be going on, I believe, tomorrow. We have Shinny Yoki going up against Kamal Shalarus. Ben Askren going up against Nubataso Suzuki. Roger Huerta fighting Christian Hawley.
Gets a fight, man. Yay, Ben Askren. Remember when Kamal Shalarus came over and he was supposed to be like the
dude?
Yeah, the dude.
And then, that turned out well.
Yeah, right.
Then, of course, we have our big-time Fight Pass fight going down tomorrow at the UFC. A lot of fighters from the Ultimate Fighter China.
That's a lot of names, man.
It's a lot of names. So the two main that everyone's talking about, obviously, is the co-main event, which is Young Kim going up against Tyrone Woodley. Tyrone Woodley filling in for Hector Lombard. He's out on injury. I got the stun gun in this fight. Overall, Don Young Kim, I think he's going to out-counter and outwork.
Was he out on injury, or was he out until he figured out a new nickname and then he's going to come back?
Well, I think he found a nickname while he was out on injury. I mean, he's got to do something.
Time to think.
Got to keep his name in the media, you know?
Of course.
I think Don Young Kim's counters and his work rate or outwork Tyrone Woodley. Tyrone Woodley has a really good counter, really good heavy on and early on, but I just think Don Young Kim will end up winning this fight.
You know, I like Tyrone Woodley's speed and his strength, but stun gun.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of those guys that definitely impresses with his speed as well. I kind of think that Tyrone's going to be too strong for him though, so I'd have to pick Tyrone in this fight.
All right, and then of course your main event is Michael Bisping going up against Kung Lee.
It's so hard for me to pick in this fight. I like these guys so much. They're both favorites of mine.
I think I'm going to take Kung Lee with the upset.
Only if he kicks. He can't win a fight unless he kicks.
He knocked the fuck out of Rich Franklin with a punch.
That's true, but he was kicking. He was kicking more in that fight though too. There's been fights. The fights that he's lost, he wouldn't let his legs go for some reason.
Well, they're attached to his body, Joey.
Oh my god, such an asshole.
There's a problem there, Joe. They're attached.
Can't let him go, man.
Can't let him go.
They just stay right here every time I do. I don't go nowhere.
I definitely like how that the UFC is using basically Kung Lee as a poster boy for all of their cards in China.
Really?
He's mainlined both main evented both fights in China. They haven't had put anybody else. He's been the main event on both fights.
But he's not Chinese.
No, he's Vietnamese.
And he's from San Jose.
Right? But he's a Chinese action hero star, movie star.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, that's hella racist. You're close enough. I'm from San Jose, man. Don't just get on the plane. Yeah. Looks like it's going to be a good night. Can we watch this?
If you have Fight Pass, we got
it.
Matt's password, right?
We have Matt's password.
We're good.
Oh, you know what? And I bought the Gcast thing so I can watch that kind of stuff on my TV now. It's fancy. I don't know if I can Gcast the Fight Pass.
You got the dongle? Is that what you're telling me?
I got the dongle.
You got the dongle.
I got the dongle. I can Gcast the Fight Pass. There we go. But try that when I get home.
You gonna try to dongle it?
Try to dongle it.
Dongle the shit out of that.
I'll dongle
the fight you can watch if you have, you get one fight on Fight Pass. The rest is on Fox Sports 2, which I won't be able to watch. Thanks a lot. And then I can watch Fox Sports 1.
Wait, that's this weekend too?
That is also this weekend. Man. Dual events going down. This one is the first time they're ever going to be in Arizona.
Really?
Yep.
How do you not know about shit going down in Arizona?
Aren't you? He's from New Mexico.
New Mexico.
I'm New
Sorry.
Mexican.
He's New Mexican.
Sorry. All right.
From the Motel 6
right next to
8,
it?
right?
No, I was made in the
Don't
Motel
you share
6 on
4
5th.
points? Don't you
Gotcha.
share 4 points with Arizona?
But then
Yeah, all 4 of them.
Yeah.
So you were made in the Motel 6, and then
all 4 corners. I
did your mom or did your dad drive away, trying to get away, and end up in New Mexico where you're
born?
Oh.
Yeah. No. It was the Motel 6 on Sisk Road over here. It was room 72.
And then you ended up in New Mexico.
And then I ended up in New Mexico.
Right.
All right.
I think they were trying to drop me off over the border and just didn't make it.
Yep.
Nutter Maker. They said Nutter Maker.
Nutter Maker.
All right, so we can watch this one on Fox Sports 1.
Yes.
All right, cool. With your preliminary card being Wilson Rice going up against Joby Sanchez.
Yes.
All right. Big Ben Saunders going up against Chris Heatherly.
Ben Saunders coming back to the UFC.
That's cool. Let's see what he can do.
Yep.
And Chris Heatherly's not highlighted.
A lot of these names aren't highlighted.
Not even clickable. Aaron Phillips and Matt Hobart. Neither one of them are clickable. but A comes first in the alphabet.
That's how you're picking your winner?
Sure. I don't know, man. Benil Dariush up against Tony Martin. Neil Magny going up against Alex Garcia, and that is all your preliminary card. You got anything to say about any of those?
I haven't had a laptop for a week.
All right, so moving
So I
on.
haven't been able to do any research. I know some of the names. I'll be taking Ben Saunders. I'm going to flip a coin, take Hobar.
All right.
I'll take Benil Dariush.
Hobar.
And Neil Magny.
Hobar.
Hobart.
Chaz Skelly up against Tom Ninimaki. Sure. I like Chaz Skelly.
Yeah, because you can pronounce his name.
It's awesome.
Don't you guys serve that at Fumi?
Chaz Skelly? No,
Ninimaki?
they do. Yeah, Tom Ninimaki. It's one of the roles. It's right next to the San Francisco role. James Vick and Valimar Lazaro. Max Holloway up against Clay Collard.
I don't like Max Holloway's nickname, by the way.
What's his nickname, Alan?
He's not going to just say it. He has to make sure first.
I don't see it.
Where is it?
I don't know.
They have it.
Now you're just
Blessed.
Now you're just
Blessed.
okay. Max Blessed Holloway.
I'm not intimidated by that nickname.
That is another one I gave myself.
I'd rather be that guy. Like, that would be like...
Francis Carmont is going up against Thales Laetis.
That's Francis Carmont.
Francis Carmont. Carmont.
Thales Ladies.
I'll take Thales in that one.
I'm taking Francis Carmont because he
Alright.
trains with the Georges.
Then you can have that then.
All right.
Mike Pyle going up against Jordan Mean. I got Jordan Mean in that one.
Pile.
I don't like Pyle's camp. Benson Henderson going up against Rafael Two Hands. How do you not take Benson in this one?
Because according to Rafael dos Santos, he believes Benson Henderson has a lot of holes in his game.
Okay.
Is that street talk for something?
Right? Like, I'm like, what holes, dude? He had the lightweight belt and he held it for a long time,
Yeah.
except for Pettis.
I don't understand, like...
Now,
Yeah, I
a lot of
understand you
those
gotta
fights
psych
were
yourself
close.
up for it, but-
A lot of those fights were close. You know, they could, like the fight against Gill, the fight against Josh Thompson.
Right.
They could have been, go either way, but I don't see many holes in his game. He's going to wrestle you to the death and possibly punch you in the face a couple times. Maybe guillotine you.
Probably guillotine.
That's just my...
Yeah, I don't even think this fight goes all 5 rounds.
No?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I think Benson Henderson's got a really good shot at finishing this fight. I'm not saying that Rafael Two Hands ain't going to put up a fight, but I think Benson's just got that fight. Who knows?
How excited are you for next weekend?
I'm hell of excited for next week.
Are you still going?
I'm still. I have to now. Otherwise, I have to give Dennis my ID.
That won't work, and I'll be severely pissed that I didn't get to go.
You'll be standing outside being like, he said it would work! He said it would work! Dennis, I gotta go inside, dude. No!
No, don't go, Dodge.
Dennis, use this Groupon. Go instead.
You can't use my ID. I look like I have Bell's palsy in it. It's like my eyes falling off my face. Anyway, that's it. So next week we'll bring you UFC 177, of course. And so big thanks for listening. This is a Split Decision MMA podcast. You can find us on Spreaker, Stitcher, and SoundCloud, on iTunes. Our official website is splitdecisionmma.com. Facebook, it is Split Decision MMA Podcast. And Twitter and Instagram, SD_MMA. From the Rulot Family Inc. Studios, it's Bueller and Dodge saying have a good night, and we'll see you at the fights.